Cool. It's very interesting meetings were had at that time. Dr. David Martin is one of those weirdos. I don't know how else to put it. I've never regarded him as an earthling. No, he may, to his credit, he may have a modicum of terrestrial DNA, but I'll tell you what, there's a whole lot of his DNA which is from other climes. That's all I'm going to say, and I should know. We've known each other for 20 years. I couldn't be happier than to have this conversation with him today, because we're going to speak about things that we wanted to speak about for an awful long time. Dr. David Martin, I'm going to switch cameras. People can see your beautiful face. Good to see you.
There you go. Good to be here. And just to set the stage, because one of the things I think we have lost in the giant conversation around the capacity of humanity. I'm going to give you two metaphors, one from what is attributed to the teachings of Christ, where he described that his miracles were essentially humanity's low bar. He said, I've done these things. You will even do greater things. So I'd like us to at least hold for the next few hours the possibility that that was an instruction. How about that? Yeah. That maybe he was actually laying down the gauntlet to say, I'm showing you what can be done. Now, like, bring your A game. And I'm going to juxtapose that with the most improbable juxtaposition, because I don't think anybody in any record at any point in human history has put these two things together. In 1944, in the summer of 1944 at Bretton Woods, a very small group of people who were, to use the term that the media like to use now, unelected, unappointed, extra-constitutional, got together in 1944, in the summer of 1944 at Bretton Woods, and just made shit up. They really did. They just made shit up. They just played around with this idea that, and by the way, this is during a period of the Second World War, when the outcome of the war was certainly not entirely in hand. The conversations were, if the Allies win, right? Not having won. This was if the Allies win, if the tide of the war goes the direction that people wanted to go. If all of those things happen, then, and then the then was, we would form little multilateral agencies like the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, then called GATT. We would form things like the International Finance Corporation. We would form things like the World Bank. These were all no different, truly no different, than a few people sitting in Provo, Utah on a Sunday afternoon going, why not?
Well, that would be then.
Right? This is the why not moment. And the reason I want to encourage you all to understand the juxtaposition of these two things is humanity has been under attack. And it's been under attack for a long time. But I would like to suggest that we have not necessarily done our level best to actually show up on the other side. There's been way too much acquiescence. There's somebody out there is going to take care of it. There's going to be a someone somewhere who's going to solve these issues. There's going to be a someone somewhere. And it's the white hat, it's the savior, it's this or it's that. Let me just encourage you in the next few hours. I'm imploring you in the next few hours. Put these two stories together. They're even greater things. Miracles that you've not yet seen. Those greater things are coming. But they only come when we step into the fullness of what it means to be human. The second thing is, unelected, unappointed are meaningless terms. Humanity choosing to show up in its full humanity is the single most powerful force we have on this earth. And if we emancipate our own sense of our own limitations, then we can declare into this moment a new earth. Into this moment, we can declare it. And we don't need somebody's permission. We don't need somebody's endorsement. We don't need to overcome. No, we just do something simple like going, no, we're just gonna do this. And it turns out by engaging that which lives inside of each one of us. And I loved that Sacha started his presentation today with what I love when I teach. And by the way, I'm wearing this hat for a reason, that 12 senses program that I teach all over the world to reactivate everybody's 12-dimensional consciousness. Yeah. But the 12th cranial nerve is the nerve of enunciation. It is the capacity to declare yourself, I am. It is quite literally that which we speak into existence. It is the cranial nerve. It is the intelligence. It's the wisdom of enunciation. It's the capacity to say, I am, not followed by an adjective, not followed by a noun, not followed by any other modifier. I am. And the minute we can step into that space, then we are becomes possible. And then we can. And all of the other things happen as a derivative. But we have to start with the what I am is. And that's why I'm so grateful that I didn't even know what you were starting with. But you start with the crescendo of my 12 senses course, which is to teach people to get back to their 12th, their final, the culminating cranial nerve, which is, we call it the hypoglossal nerve, but it is the nerve that is what gives us the ability to articulate the I am. So I am fully human Dave, hanging out with
his word against mine.
Yeah, exactly. With fully human Sacha, and I'll let you figure out how much of which one of us has what DNA.
Very good.
There you go.
Very good. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.